How's it going, everyone? And welcome back to another episode. My name is Danny, and this is Drinking with the Ginger. On tonight's episode, I have one of my really good friends. I've known him all the way since we were back in high school, like 10, 12 years ago. Seems like forever now. But everyone, please welcome Rhys.
What's up, y'all?
How's
We're
it?
gonna make this episode smoking with a ginger.
Yes, we're not drinking on this one. We're gonna change it up a little and just smoke a little bit of weed. See how this goes.
Hey,
How you been, man?
I've been great, man. How you been? How's everything been? When you say 10, 12 years, it makes me feel really, really old.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, man. When you really think about it, we're almost coming up on our 10-year anniversary for school.
So we actually are. Clearly, you don't know just by that comment.
Bro, I don't have Facebook.
Yeah,
I don't have any of that stuff
Since
anymore.
you're not on Facebook, I haven't seen you in probably like, what, a month or two?
Yes.
And I keep forgetting to tell you, the reunion is actually like beginning of June.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I think I'm gonna have to definitely pull up and see some of the old folks from Coronado High School, man.
Well,
Class of '09. What's up?
I think they're trying to do it at like Parkway Tavern or something. I don't know. I'm not going.
Bro, let's go, man. We have to show
We have to
out.
buy tickets. I'm not going.
Man, let's go see all the people from high school.
I'm not going to pay $30 to go into a bar and then pay for drinks. Plus, I'm busy that day.
You say you're busy, but like 10 years, man, we got to go back and see what everyone's doing from high school. Like, yeah, a lot of people, we see them at Ross or Target, and we might be like, oh, damn, we're friends on Instagram, we're friends on Twitter, but we won't even say anything to anybody. But
nope, you turn around and walk the other way.
Exactly, but now you're in an atmosphere where you guys need to reconnect in. And when you get older, all those people that you think that you were trying to go out and be friends with, and then you're just like, oh, y'all just fall off, man. It's like real people like me and you, like 10, 12 years later, we still keep in contact. It might not be each and every day, but just keeping that contact is important, man. So.
Yeah, I think I talked to, if I had to guess, probably like 3, maybe 4 people from that school.
If I had to guess, it would probably be the same, man. And then you get busy working. Shout out to AeroPro real quick. Hitting the vape pen right now. We have their live resin Durban Venom. I highly recommend it. Find it at an Essence near you.
This thing vibrates when you hit it.
Absolutely. Making sure you get that great.
That's a weird feeling.
Hey, you gotta get used to it. The first time that I used it, I thought it was a weird feeling, but this is probably one of the top of the line pens on the market right now. You know that each time that it vibrates, you're getting that good inhale, you're getting that good hit. The oil's clean, clear, it doesn't make you cough. Like, we about to be smoking and people won't even know. If I didn't say anything right now, nobody would have known what we were doing, right?
They probably would have known because I might go dumb in a couple minutes.
I know. Last time I saw you, kind of turned your world upside down, right?
Well, I mean, that time wasn't as bad. I've had some pretty bad ones, but I've also had some real funny, interesting ones too.
Yes. My funny story with you is you had just moved back from Virginia, and we were going to the gym, I believe, and you came over, you met me here, and I was like, all right, I'm about to smoke real quick before we go. And this is when I was using my nectar collector downstairs, and that's how I was about to do a dab. I pulled out the nectar collector, I'm warming it up, and you looked at me like, wait, bro, what are you doing? I was like, what do you mean? You're like, I thought you were just smoking weed. I was like, I am smoking weed. You're like, bro, that looks like you're smoking out of a needle right now. I was like, no, it's a nectar collector.
Yeah.
So that was probably one of the funniest stories that I have. Even today when I'm talking to customers and things and I'm trying to sell a nectar collector, people have that comment when they see it. So it's always funny when that happens.
Yeah, when I saw you doing that, it was, for any of you guys who don't know, he was basically smoking oil like right off the stove top.
Hot dabs, baby. What's up?
It was one of the weirdest things I've ever seen. I've never seen someone do that.
Hey, you gotta be either an OG smoker or new to dabbing, or you just, you gonna find any means necessary to smoke sometimes. So.
Just, I don't know, man.
It was great, though.
I just stick to the classic ways.
Absolutely. So I'm gonna pass you the pen again, but back to what we were saying, man. I need you to go to this class reunion. I'm glad that you told me about it because I would have never known. Got to show up and see some of the people.
Yeah, there's some website to buy the tickets. I don't know what it is. It's like classof09.com or something. I don't know.
That is
I don't
crazy.
even know who's running it.
Who knows? Like, who?
Usually it's supposed to be the class president, isn't it?
Who was our class president?
Man, I don't know. I honestly could not name 30 people from high school.
I mean, I could probably name 30. I mean, we played football. We could name some of our teammates.
Right, without making half of them football players.
All right, then you probably got me on that one. You probably got me on that one. Because, yeah, football was basically most of our lives in high school.
Pretty much.
Summer practice, hey, you would take literally a month off of football, it felt like. Then you're back in the weight room doing it all over again. And then you and me, we had jobs in high school. I was working my junior year all the way until we graduated.
Yeah.
Shout out to Regal Cinemas. What's up?
I think I started working when I was like 14. My first job was at Arby's, summer between 8th grade and freshman year of high school.
You look like a motherfucker that work at Arby's.
And I gotta pay for all my shit. I gotta do something.
Exactly.
And it was literally right down the street. It was brand new.
Bro, I'll never forget working at Regal Cinemas when the movies would come out, all your homies are coming through to watch movies and dates and stuff, and you over there serving the popcorn.
Yep.
Got butter stains all over your shirt. Like, yes, anything else? Would you like to upsize for 50 cents?
Yeah, you gotta talk to people that you go to high school with. Be like, hey man, do you want butter on this popcorn?
You need me to butter the popcorn, man.
What would you like to drink?
You want a Slurpee? You want me to mix it up? Like, you can't just pick one flavor. You need both.
Dude, the worst was all those people who would come in, kind of get a large tub of popcorn, triple the butter, and then a small Diet Coke.
A Diet Coke? Come on, man. You might as well commit and get a Coke at this point.
After that 3,000 calorie tub of popcorn, you're going to get a Diet Coke?
Bro, when they come back to refill the popcorn after you put a gallon of butter on it, and you're just taking this buttery piece of plastic that's in your hands, and it's everywhere at that point.
Oh, yeah. I've had it to where they wanted so much butter. When they came back for a refill, the bottom was starting to fall out. And I was like, how do you want a refill? It's falling out of the bottom.
Exactly. Do you need that much more butter? I could see your arteries clogging as we speak right now.
I will say, though, that it was, outside of that, it was actually a really cool job. Because we got
builds character.
Well, yeah, it builds character. But also at the same time, like, I think in the 3.5 years I worked there, I saw every single movie that came out.
Bro, I saw Harry Potter like 2 days before it came out, just because you have to watch those movies to make sure that it's not jumping and all the types of stuff. I'm probably telling on myself that I saw movies early, but I don't care.
I did it too.
Bro, you know how many times that we snuck into the movie theater at 3 a.m. when there was nobody just to watch movies and then be out right before the opening manager came? Like, that's things that you remember forever. It's crazy.
That's why I was so happy when they finally taught me projection, because I was like, fuck yeah, I get to watch all the movies. And then after like a month, they were like, hey, so we're switching to digital. We're no longer doing reels, so you don't have to watch the movies anymore. It's like, fuck it, I'm doing it anyways.
Right? I don't care. Now we gotta press play.
You never know if digital, like, sound goes out, what's going to happen.
Exactly. You know, some of the theaters, the curtains didn't open. You had to automatically do it. You know how many times I had to sprint upstairs just to get the curtains to open up?
Yep.
It's crazy, man. So we went from the movie theaters to now about to sell weed together, man. What's up?
That's the hope.
Hey, we're speaking it into existence, brother.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, so I'm hoping, and it'll be dope to do that.
Exactly, man.
No pun intended.
Exactly. Hey, weed or cannabis is the wave of the new future, man. That's your new Coca-Cola. That's your new Fortune 500 business right there, man. Like, the sky's the limit with it. With Vegas especially opening lounges now, it's crazy.
How do you think those are gonna work, though?
I mean, with the lounges, with the proposition, you can't buy any weed at these. So you gotta supply your own? Yeah, you supply your own. So basically, it's a win for your tourists, because once recreational usage passed, it it was kind of upside down because you have to be in your own home when you use it.
Yep.
You can't be in an apartment complex. You can't be on the strip. You can't be outside when you use it. So, what is Vegas known for? Tourism. Coming and sleeping on the strip. You can't smoke in these hotels, so when people are buying this weed, they're getting fined $300 for being on the strip and smoking. So, with these lounges, it gives people who buy this a place to go and smoke cannabis and not be fined for it. It gives people who are smokers like me and you, we got a place we can commonly go and kick it now. At these lounges, they're going to supply you glass pieces. So if you're a dab person, you have your own dab rigs. They give you a dab mat.
They just wheel over a stove?
Yeah, no, not even a stove, man. You got your torch. Like, they got electric torches. You can go in there with your vape pens. For flower, they're going to be supplying you stuff to roll your own joints, roll your own blunts. But
so basically, you just have to bring the weed.
Absolutely.
And they got everything else.
Exactly.
I wouldn't even do that. I would just go in and hang out because you would probably get contact high. Or secondhand smoke.
Or
is it going to be like separate rooms like karaoke places?
I don't know how the layouts are going to be. Some dispensaries around here are trying to build places above their dispensaries. Some places are trying to find properties around them, because the cool thing about this law being passed is people who have dispensaries already are allowed to have smoke lounges now.
Oh, okay.
So some of these people might sell off their licenses for the lounges. Some of the people might build out places, because this is a huge win for Vegas, and it's a huge win for smokers everywhere. Like, look at places like California that have smoke lounges. San Francisco, that's like turning into the smokers' capital of the world. They have lounges down there. They're decriminalizing and letting people out of jail for people who were put in jail for selling weed. That's amazing.
Yeah, that's one thing I do like. I never thought you should go to jail for selling weed.
Bro, the thought of me selling weed right now legally, it's crazy.
And you get paid to do it.
And I get paid to do it. And you get paid to have samples. You get paid to do all this stuff. You get paid to help decriminalize a plant that's been criminalized for the past, how many years? 60, 70, 100 plus years, man?
I don't know, a long time.
Cannabis was something that they criminalized to control people. Like, it's nothing that should have ever been criminalized. The thing that should be criminalized is these medicines that doctors are giving you nowadays.
Yeah.
Man, think about the commercials that you hear on Netflix right now. Try trifecta right now, and then they have like a million things that they say can go wrong. Serious side effects are your liver can start bleeding right now. You might commit suicide. Like, what? Do you ever go to the dispensary and pick up some weed and say, warning, do not smoke, it might, serious side effects are death. Serious side effects are your liver's going to start to bleed. The day that I see a warning label about some weed about to kill you, sign me up for that strain. I'm just kidding, but
well, that's the good thing about it. I mean, there are no deaths straightly linked to weed.
None.
It's always something that they were doing while they were smoking, like driving.
Bro, the only time I ever thought I was going to die when I was high was the time I went to California and I was about to get married. It's a funny story. Everyone has this story with edibles. Like,
oh man,
when you eat too many, like when it comes to edibles, that's a whole different type of high. I could go back to back one all day. The only thing that's gonna happen, my eyes are gonna get super red, and my throat is gonna be destroyed. But when you eat an edible, that hits you in a totally different way. And I thought I was about to get married to my wife. We go down to Northern California, and we're kicking it with her aunts, her uncles, her grandmother. Wonderful people. And we're in the backyard, we're just smoking joints all day. Her Uncle Mike comes up and he's like, hey, you want to share a cookie with me? So I'm like, yeah, ain't no bitch, I'll eat a cookie with you. We smoking, we chilling, this family. Cool, let's do it. So he breaks out the cookie, he breaks it in half. He starts to eat half. I got my half, I break that in half and I give some to my wife and I eat the other half. So I'm eating it, I'm like, man, this tastes good, but it's strong. So he shows me the package. And it says that it's 1,000 milligrams.
Oh
and it says,
God.
Warning, you can always eat more, but you can never go backwards and eat less. At that point, I knew, fuck, this is going to be something different
so
right now.
So a cookie was 1,000, so you had 250.
Yeah, bro. all at once. So, and mind you, I told you we were smoking joints all day before that. So we eat, and all of a sudden I'm sitting on the couch, and it kicks in. I'm just there, and I'm sitting in the couch just paranoid. Her uncle's coming up to me, like, messing with me and, like, putting his fingers in my face, and I'm over here like, oh, my God, I'm about to die right now. Please don't do that. To the point where I look at my wife, and I'm like, babe, we have to go right now. And she's like, we can't. It's our wedding party. We can't leave right now. I looked at her and I said, I don't care. Take me to the hotel right now. And we're in Tracy, California. For those of you who have been to Tracy, California, half of that town is haunted, I swear to you. So we get back to the hotel room. I literally get in the bed and I literally get under the covers and I'm praying to be less high. That's the only time that I thought I was going to literally die off of being too high. So just don't eat too many edibles, guys. It happens.
Yeah,
shit happens.
Definitely start low dosage and work your way up till you see how it affects you.
Low and slow until you know. You don't have to end the race all quick. It's going to creep up on you.
Yeah, take your time after you eat it, too. I know people who, if they don't feel side effects in 20, 30 minutes, they're popping another one.
Yeah, they're popping another one or they're smoking a blunt. And right as soon as you finish that blunt, that's when it's all going to hit you like a ton of bricks.
It takes about an hour for you to get the good effect.
Hour and a half. Hey, and eat greasy food because those edibles are going to stick to fat. If you're a heavier person, edibles are going to affect you in a different way longer because it's going to stick to those fat cells. So you're going to feel it. You're going to feel those effects. You eat a greasy cheeseburger before you pop an edible, oh, you're going to go on for a ride for sure.
I remember the first time I had an edible, I think I was lied to because I didn't feel anything, but I had also smoked a joint. So, like, I had a little bit of a buzz, but nothing from the edible. And I'm like, I think that was iffy. And then, like, a couple days later, the same person gave me another one, and it hit me hard as shit. I was like, all right, the first one was a fake, I'm pretty sure.
Wait, were these homemade edibles?
Yeah.
Okay, that's another thing, people. Don't take homemade edibles unless you really trust this person.
Well, I knew the person. I was going to school with him. Because
if you buy edibles from a drug dealer or a person that sells drugs, and even though cannabis isn't a drug, we're going to call them drug dealers just for the sake of it. It's a plant. But if you're making homemade edibles, you're not dosing it. It doesn't like, remember how I said the package said 1,000 milligrams? If you're making it in your kitchen, you might think it's 1,000 milligrams. I had a homemade edible once that hit me for over 12 hours. Oh. I went to work the next morning high. My boss was like, Rhys, are you okay? And this is when I worked at Ross. He was like, Rhys, are you okay? Like, your eyes are very low and you look very tired. I had to lie and say that I took NyQuil that morning instead of DayQuil because it was still feeling the effects of an edible I took at 5 p.m. the day before. So don't trust those edibles either, people. Don't do it.
Yeah, buy from your local dispensary.
Yes, local dispensary.
Help out the small business.
Exactly. We pay our taxes. We gonna get you right. For real.
Very knowledgeable people there, too.
Absolutely. We got the best knowledge in the business. That's what it's about right now. Like, cannabis is still... People think that all these dispensaries up here are just making millions and millions of dollars. They are. But they're reinvesting. There's so many dispensaries that do community service. There's so many dispensaries that are opening new places and reinvesting in education. Like, that's the main thing, and our main focus being in the cannabis field is we just want to educate people. We want you to know that you don't need to be on 16 different pain pills. You could be on a CBD tincture, a high THC dosage tincture. You could be on on topicals mixed with CBD and THC, and you could have the same effects that a pain pill would do for you.
Yeah, you gave me one of those, that cream with the CBD in it, and that thing works wonders on my back.
Bro, it's crazy on how these topicals work. Like,
and a lot of the CBD, well, I don't know about a lot, but you can look at like the CBD stuff, and you can get some without weed so that you don't get that high effect if you don't want to. You just want to relieve stuff.
Yeah, you can get topicals that, well, it's not without weed. When you have topicals, you have hemp-derived CBD, and then you have cannabis-derived CBD. With the hemp-derived, you're not going to have that THC in there. It might be like 0.3 THC in it, but it's might be 400 milligrams of CBD, which is going to work wonders on you.
Yeah.
But if you get a topical that is a one-to-one, it has THC and CBD, it's going to work even better because that CBD is going to work well with the THC and be activated, and you're going to feel that effect even more. Like, I have a topical that when I haven't taken a Tylenol for a headache in the past 4 years. Like, I use topicals only. I just put a little bit of topical on both of my temples and rub it for 5 minutes, and my headache will be gone in 5 minutes.
Damn.
Hey,
that's powerful stuff.
My mom is a nurse and will not do any stuff like that. She uses a topical with no THC in it.
Yeah.
And that's stopping her from taking pain pills after she got her surgery. So this is something that people need to know about because it's life-changing. We're changing lives over here.
Oh, yeah. It's definitely the healthier. The only downside is you might eat a lot.
I mean, yeah, but it's also, like, people have that notion that when you smoke weed, you're going to get the munchies all the time. Yeah, it depends on your terpenes. But if you could find a strain that's not high in humulene, that's gonna make you not have an appetite. That's an appetite suppressant almost. So there's strains that aren't gonna give you the munchies. It's all about your terpenes.
Yeah.
That entourage effect. So you just gotta go and study these things.
Right
Hey,
on, man.
so much, man. Call me Dr. Perk. What's up?
If you guys didn't know, you're getting an education today.
Hey, just a little something. I don't want to overwhelm y'all people. I don't need to start preaching.
No, man, it's good. Like, a lot of people don't know about it, but, I mean, the average knowledge is definitely going up.
Oh, absolutely.
Which is good. A lot of people who were against it are now for it, or they're even indifferent, which is better than being against it.
Bro, I go to doctor's appointments, and when the doctors ask where I work and I tell them I manage a dispensary, half the time they start asking me more questions than they ask me in my own doctor's appointment because they just want to know what the hype is about CBD, what the hype is about cannabis and everything. It's crazy. They're seeing these wonders.
Yeah.
Excuse me. But we have a nurse that we even have on staff in our store. And the amount of patients that I've seen come in and say that they're cancer-free or their tumors have shrunk or their back pain is gone just because of these ratios of CBD and THC, it's crazy, man. I went to school to become and got a criminal justice degree because I want to be a police officer.
I got one of those too,
bro. We used to talk about being police officers and being partners and what? And then, do you remember that?
Yeah, and then
this happened. You started developing dope ass video games, and I started selling weed. It's crazy.
Well, I wasn't developing. I'm not that smart. I'm stupid. All I did was play them, and then told them where they went wrong.
Okay, bro. If I got to play video games all day and tell people and critique the video games, that's a dope job. I get to go sell weed and sample weed. That's a dope job.
Yeah. I mean, playing video games, it had positives, it had some negatives, but mostly positives.
Exactly. But, man, it's just crazy what life will take you. You think you're going to do one thing.
Also, playing video games and selling weed go hand in hand pretty much.
Bro, come on. There's nothing like smoking a blunt and playing 2K.
Yeah?
Man, do you know how serious brothers take it when they play 2K and they're smoking?
Too much.
Yes, too much, bro. It took me a year. I just beat career mode in 2K. 70.
Can you beat that?
Bro, career mode.
Or did you just retire?
No, I didn't beat it, but it was my first season. Got my rings. I beat that.
So you won a championship in your first season.
Bro,
you call that beating the game?
Absolutely, because I got MVP, Rookie of the Year. What's up, man? Don't try to play me. We only lost 3 games the whole season. That's dedication right there.
You should have simulated the next 15 years and then retire him.
No, I don't know. I'm going to be the first person to not simulate. I'm going to play each and every game and retire on top.
Trust me, you ain't the first person.
Well,
that game is it's May. That game's been out for 9-10 months now.
Bro, but I'm going to keep playing. Do you want to know I played 2K15 all the way until 2K18 came out, and then I got the newest 2K, and I just started playing that. Dedication. I don't need to get a new 2K each and every year. It's the same shit. Wow, ooh, they put new players in it next year. No, I'm going to play with the same people. You're not going to get me out of $60 every year. Nope.
I mean, they say if you spend an hour per dollar, you got the use out of the game.
An hour per dollar. Man, video games are getting more and more expensive by the day.
Well, yeah, but they're also technology is advancing.
Yeah, technology is advancing, but how you gonna charge me $59 for a video game and then charge me inside of the video game for add-ons and extras and stuff? Back in the day, you put in a cheat code and you get all that stuff for free. They took that away.
Yeah, they found out they can make money out of it.
Well, what's the fun in that, man? The most fun about getting a video game was finding those cheat codes finally.
And then go to like GameShark.com or something.
I would go to Google and put cheats and codes for PS4 for so-and-so game. And you would just get everything. Just go and wreak havoc. Star Wars Bounty Hunter. Bro, you can't beat that game unless you put the cheat codes in and get unlimited health. I'm telling you.
I've never even heard of that game.
Bro, PS2. One of the greatest games ever.
Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Oh, yes. I will definitely go there with you. My brother and I. We played that on Dreamcast. I'll never forget the first time I did a kickflip McTwist. I was hype. Do you know how hard it is to do a kickflip McTwist and actually land it?
On a vert ramp?
On a vert ramp, yes.
I mean, in real life, I'm sure it's hard.
In the video game, it was hard. At my age?
Maybe. I mean, that was what? We were probably 9 or 10.
Yeah, my brother, he would always cheat in that game, man. He would always beat Tony Hawk and make me be someone random.
Well,
like, nobody knew any other skaters other than Tony Hawk.
I was kind of a skater nerd back then. My favorite was Bucky Lasik.
I used to play with Bucky too. Hey, I remember Tony Hawk, and if you said that name, and I remember Bucky. Anything else, I can't tell you from that game.
Andy McDonald.
Nah, it doesn't.
Bob Burnquist.
Burnquist, yes, I remember that.
Yep. And then there was another dude, I can't remember. And I'm trying to think of the chick's name. There were 3 of them. I don't know,
man, but that game was a great game.
It was super dope.
I want the old video games to come back. Def Jam Vendetta, that was a great game. Did you ever play that?
I don't think so.
Bro, I will start a petition right now to bring Def Jam Vendetta back. It was like all the rappers. You had Busta Rhymes, Bone Crusher, T.I., Ludacris, and you would just beating the shit out of you. You would create a character.
It was just rappers fighting?
Bro, you could be a street brawler, you could be a kickboxer, you could be a wrestler. Bone Crusher would fuck people up in that video game. It was not even fair. But that was one of my favorite video games growing up. I will for real start a petition. If y'all rock with me, we could bring Def Jam Vendetta back. For real.
Interesting.
We can change the world. That's a great
I remember, what was it? NBA and NFL Street.
Bro, yes.
It was dope.
NBA Streets was a great game. You know, when you shoot the 3-point shot and then you taking 3 points away from the person and you like doing some extravagant 3-point shot. The dunk one when you throwing it off the backboard like 18 times and just dunking on them.
Doing like alley-oops with every character.
Exactly, the overkill. NFL Street, I messed with it. Like, I love that you could jump off a wall and throw a touchdown pass.
Yup, in the alley.
Exactly. Like,
I used to take Eric Dickerson and run off the wall and jump over the whole team of the other person.
Bro, Michael Vick was a cheat code in that game.
Oh, he was a cheat code in Madden.
Bro.
He was a cheat code in the NFL for like the first 4 or 5 years.
Like, no one can touch Michael Vick. Like, he would run. Like, if he gets around the outside, he's gone. You're not catching him in any game, in anything. Like, Michael Vick, like, I know he did some things to tarnish his name, but that's a great right there, man. I'm going to have to give credit when credit is due.
From Virginia.
Vic did his thing, man. Virginia. Shout out to Virginia.
Yeah.
What we talking about?
Yeah, and he went to, he was Virginia Tech. He was amazing.
Man, who do you think right now? Let's switch to NBA. It's the playoffs right now.
All right.
Who you think's gonna win?
Golden State's gonna win, hands down.
Why do you say Golden State? I don't want to see another Golden State victory.
I don't either. I want to see somebody else, but they're so much better without Kevin Durant, and
because I feel like you like when KD's gone, Steph Curry's off his leash, man.
Well, yeah, they can be who they are.
Steph Curry turns into a decoy half the time when KD's on the court because KD's always going to take over. And that's why they've mesh so well as a team. That's why Westbrook could never do it with KD because Westbrook always wanted the ball. Sometimes you got to be a decoy and use your advantages.
Yeah, well, people who want the spotlight don't want to do that. They want the spotlight,
Hey,
not a fake one.
Exactly. Like, he has Paul George, PG-13. Come on, you could definitely win a championship like that.
Nah.
I think you could, but if you got to utilize it right. When Westbrook is losing, he just starts throwing up shots. He doesn't care. Like,
oh, yeah.
Bro, like, yeah, you might have scored 33 points, but you shot 54 times.
Yeah.
Like, who does something like that? But to your point about Golden State winning, I think that Giannis is hungry right now.
Yeah, but I don't know. Last night's game, it was Toronto the whole way, and then the last 2 or 3 minutes, Milwaukee took over.
Bro,
and it wasn't even Giannis though. It was other people.
It's Lopez, but it's about how you end the game. You could be getting your ass beat the whole game.
I know, but you ain't gonna come back from that against Golden State.
You can.
You're not going to.
I think that,
especially with Durant being out a lot longer than they thought.
Bro, I think that it's like you said. I saw your tweet today. You think it's a calf tear? I think so too.
At first, I thought it was an Achilles, but when I saw something today and it said he's nowhere close to returning, tonight's game 2.
Yeah, and
if they sweep, they're in the finals in 2 weeks.
And they're not going to be able to just sweep anybody in the finals. Like, I don't even think they're going to sweep Portland right now.
I don't think they'll sweep Portland. I think Portland will get one of them back in Portland, but Golden State's winning in 5.
You say 5?
Yeah. And I think they'll win the finals in 5 or 6 against whoever they play.
They didn't deserve to make it out past the Rockets, man. But the Rockets the Rockets are scared of the Warriors. They have the depth to beat the Warriors. They're just scared.
James Harden shit the bed in the fourth quarter of those final 2 games.
But look at his eyes, man. He looked like he smoked 14 blunts because Draymond hit him in the face, man. You can't see like that.
Yeah, no, but I think game 6, he had strong first 3 quarters, and then in the fourth quarter he shot 3 times. How do you do that in a tie game?
Yeah, you gotta finish, bro. You have to finish.
You're possibly going to win the MVP. You're the name of your franchise, and you're known for shooting, and you shoot 3 times in a close game in 1 quarter. You got to put up at least 7 or 8 and hope to hit 5 of them.
But he does that every single year since he's been on his own at the Rockets. Every year he's looking good the whole year, and then when he gets to playoffs, he shits the bed, man.
And it's always against Golden State.
Always. He's scared of them. He's scared of them. And, like, the Warriors show that they can bleed. You can beat the Warriors, but people just, like, they don't come out hard enough. Like, you got to come out and you got to step on their throats in the beginning, and you need to keep stepping on their throats.
Oh, yeah.
If you let them breathe at all, Steph will silently drop 20 points in you in 1 quarter.
There was for sports betting the other night, there was a prop bet of over-under for Curry brother threes.
Mm-hmm.
The total was like 9.5. Steph Curry hit 9. His brother hit 1. So the over got hit.
Bro, I like that there's 2 brothers playing in the NBA right now, but I feel bad for Steph's brother right now. Like, you're not in the spotlight, bro. You're hyping it up right now, and you know that your brother's way better than you.
Oh yeah.
Way better than you. Like, no disrespect.
But he's also like 3 or 4 years older than him. So he's been in the league like an extra 4 years.
Yeah, but hey, he'll get to that caliber. It's just gonna take some hard work and some dedication.
Nah, he ain't gonna be what Steph is.
Oh, I mean, we could hope. We could hope. Like, Steph is someone that you're only gonna get once in the NBA. I've never seen someone who can shoot a 3-ball like him.
No, there hasn't been one. For the longest time, everyone thought Ray Allen, and Steph is twice.
You got to put some respect. It's Jesus Shuttlesworth. You need to put some respect on it. Come on, that's Jesus right there.
Oh, I know.
Do you not remember the movie? Oh yes. He got game. That corner 3, when he was on Miami, bro, will forever be one of the nastiest 3-pointers I've ever. Look at the video of how high this man got off the ground to make that 3-pointer.
Yeah, he jumps about foot and a half.
That's Jesus right there.
I actually was reading something about that movie a couple days ago, and supposedly the game he plays at the end, when he wins 11-1, it was scripted that he wins 11-0, but Denzel was like, "No, that's not happening. I'm scoring."
It's Denzel, bro. Like, come on, Denzel is one of the greatest actors ever. I put probably Will Smith, and then Denzel's like right under him.
I would put Denzel above Will Smith.
Bro, I'm biased. Like, come on, I grew up the Fresh Prince, man. I feel like me and Will Smith are best friends. That's how I feel, man. Those are some great episodes. If Fresh Prince were to come on TV right now, I would rewatch every episode.
Well, I mean, I'm sure you can find it on. But
I know you can, but
if it were to start right now, though, I don't know how well it would go.
No, they're trying to. I saw a commercial for like a remake of Fresh Prince. That's blasphemy, man. Like, people need to come up with originality, man. That what was great. What we had when we were growing up, people were original with stuff. We need to stop trying to remake things that were already great.
Did you see that? Speaking of that, what was it? They released How High 2 on 420.
I didn't even hear about it, and I wouldn't watch it. Like, who was in it?
Some main rapper is some big rapper is like the main dude.
Like, that's dumb. Like, come on, man. How High was already
amazing,
a funny ass movie. They could have ended it like 20 minutes early. The last 20 minutes of that movie was OD. But you don't need to remake something like that.
Absolutely not. And nobody's going to be able to stand up to Method Man and Redman.
Come on now. Like, the only thing that they're remaking that I'm excited for is the new Friday movie. Friday is one of the greatest franchises ever created.
Oh, Lil Yachty was the main dude.
Get the fuck out of here. That's the thing that I hate. Originality is
Mike
gone.
Epps was in it. I watched Mike Epps, he runs like a crack house or a drug house, but he tries to be funny, and like his whole group of guys who sit outside the house, they literally laugh at everything he says. I was like, all right, this is ridiculous.
Bro, I hate that there's no originality in these young rappers nowadays, bro. They just want to keep trying to reinvent the wheel that was already created. That's ridiculous, bro.
As soon as I saw it, I was like, all right, just no reason, but I have to tune in. It's How High. But then 30 seconds in, I was like, okay, this is going to be awful.
Yeah.
And about 20 minutes in, I was like, okay, if I watch this, I'm going to become dumb. I had to
it's
turn
not
it
even
off.
becoming dumb. It's like you get pissed because it's like, bro, what are you doing? Like, this is nothing like the original of what I saw. It's not even funny.
Yeah.
Like, if this is what the younger generation calls funny nowadays, I'm old as shit then.
I mean, we're almost 30.
30 isn't supposed to be old anymore.
Yeah, it is now. Now everyone
freaks
out when they
we
hit
only
30.
28, bro. We got 2 years. Stop trying to add years on our lives.
I got a year and a half.
Well, I got a year and a half too, but I'm gonna say 2 years.
I don't think 30's old, but
I don't think it is either. But
I mean, physically, I feel old just because of injuries. But
yeah,
I don't think 30's old.
Bro, I got the knees and the hip of a 50-year-old. I feel.
Oh
like.
yeah, I'll get out of bed and I'll pop everywhere.
Bro, everywhere. CBD topicals, it helps people. I'ma shout it out all day.
Nah, do it, man. People need to know that you don't have to, if you want that relief, instead of taking those hardcore drugs, you don't even have to smoke weed.
Bro, hardcore drugs are horrible. All
of them.
That's what made me want to be a cop. I thought I was going to be able to get all this heroin and pain pills off the street. We lost so many homies and good friends in high school that's what drove me to want to be a police officer. Now you find out that you don't want to be a police officer either.
No.
But
their job is hard as shit.
Hey, I got respect. Do I trust the police? No, but I respect them because you have to. I'm not going to argue with someone that I know I'm going to lose the argument with. You got to respect them in the same point, but do I trust them? No.
I remember one night, me, you, and your brother were hanging around, and we were waiting for somebody.
I remember that night.
We were parked at a park, and a cop came up and asked all of us to get out and hand over our licenses.
Mm-hmm.
It's me, you, and your brother. You guys are black.
Yes.
I'm white.
Yeah.
He brings back our licenses, and he says, okay, who's Danny? I said, I don't know. There's 2 black guys here and 1 white guy here. Look at the ID. Like, come on now.
Bro, you saved us from getting arrested that night. Anytime, like, it's for real. If you're with a white person and you get pulled up by the cops, you're safe as long as the white person doesn't look scared. Danny was like, I'm Danny. Like, he almost made the cop feel dumb enough to where he was just like, all right, guys, leave. Have a good night. All we were doing was smoking a black and mild, chilling at the park.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man.
But they just automatically assume that cars at the park, they're doing sketchy shit.
Hey, I've never been...
maybe we did afterwards, but that wasn't what we were there for.
No, it wasn't what we were there for. We're not even really about doing that sketchy stuff, man. We know...
Not anymore.
Not anymore, yeah. Like, we got lives to live now. But back in those teenage years, it was kind of young and reckless every now and then.
Pretty much every house party.
Yeah, man, house parties.
A lot of walls jumping.
Oh, man. I remember... Oh, wall jumping. I remember when we just graduated high school, I went to a house party with one of my good friends, D, and we were over by Spring Valley Hospital. We had to jump the wall because we were at a house party and the cops came. So I see the wall in the back of the house, and the wall didn't look that big, so I'm like, okay, cool, this is an easy wall to jump. I jumped over that wall. I didn't see what was over the wall. I literally started flapping my arms because I was falling for so damn long, and when I finally hit the ground, I felt like I shattered my knees almost. But you can't, like, at that point, you hear police sirens, you got to keep running, man. I ran to Spring Valley Hospital and contemplated going in there to be like, yo, I think I just broke both of my kneecaps.
How far was the drop, you think?
Bro, had to be at least a 10, 12-foot wall, bro, that we were dropping down. That was, like, and we were kind of drunk. I fell forever. And I'm short. Y'all know this. I'm short. So that fall.
Yeah, what are you like? 5'7", 5'8"?
Bro, I'm 5'6.5", 5'7" on a good day.
I mean, I tried to give you the athlete height.
I know. I respect it.
I
respect it, but I gotta just go with what God blessed me with. 5'6.5". Yeah,
that's
man.
Fine. Call yourself out.
Hey, I'm gonna call myself out, man. I got married. What's up? She loves my short ass.
Is she shorter than you? No.
You know, we like the same height.
Okay.
She might be like a inch taller. Hey, that's how you know true love, bro. She wore flip-flops, beautiful wedding flip-flops on our wedding just so she didn't have to wear heels. Because she did buy her brother lifts for his shoes, and I was like, I'm not wearing it. I'm not wearing lifts.
Dude, be on those disco shoes.
Yeah, I'm not wearing it. So I said, no, I'm comfortable with my height. My baby said, okay. She wore sandals.
They should just put like a little wooden step stool underneath you.
No, we didn't need all that, bro. Like, our wedding day, we imagined something was going to be perfect. It rained on our wedding day. We didn't give a shit. Like, you know how when you're supposed to get married, you're supposed to sleep separately from your wife the night before?
Yeah,
man, fuck rules. That. We had 2 rooms at the Cosmo. All my homeboys slept in one room, and I went in the room and I slept with my wife. And woke up next to her in the morning. That's what we do every night. I'm not about to change tradition just for one night. Fuck that. Fuck it.
Well, good for you.
We went
Fuck the system.
Fuck the system, man. Who said that you gotta do X, Y, and Z? Maybe I want to do E, F, and G. Out of order. I don't care. Like, fuck the system. It was fun, and it's a hell of a ride. We rebels over here.
Well, good, man. Congratulations on your wedding.
Thank you.
You're coming up on, what, like 7, 8 years? Something like that?
No, I've been married coming up on 5 years in March. In March will be 5 years of marriage.
I thought it was longer than that.
I've been with Michaela for 10 years.
Coming up
on almost 10 years.
In March, you mean the month that was like 40 days ago?
Yeah, next March. We just celebrated 4 years, but I'm looking towards the future already.
There you go.
Every year we celebrate somewhere different, man. Like, every year we go out the country for our anniversary.
That's what that trip was. Okay.
And we went to Rome. We went to Paris. It was one of the most beautiful trips I've ever been on in my life. Like, we've been to Jamaica, all inclusive. That, hands down, is my favorite place in the world, Jamaica. But going to Paris and Rome, that definitely was a trip. That's a trip. I've been on plenty of vacations with Michaela, but this was the first trip we've been on, and it was amazing.
Dope. I want to go sometime.
Bro, being in Rome, Like, one of my favorite movies is Angels and Demons with Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
I would watch that movie over and over again.
Yeah,
You
it's
just
dope.
see,
It's long as fuck, but it's a good movie.
it's a good ass movie. So, like, you see that movie and you see the Vatican, you see all that type of shit. But when you go to Rome and you actually go inside the Sistine Chapel, you go inside the Vatican, you see all that stuff. It's mind blowing, bro. Like, I was in Rome for 5 days. And the amount of history and the amount of stuff that I saw, by the time I got to Paris, I didn't even want to do any excursions or trips anymore.
You're just mentally tired?
Bro, I saw the Vatican. I saw the Colosseum. At the Colosseum, they said there was over 500,000 animals killed and 400,000 people killed.
I'm surprised people isn't a lot higher.
No, they killed exotic animals. Like, that's, like, one thing that they would do is they would bring big elephants, big leopards, and people would have to fight them, like, and try to kill them. There was so much blood spilt in that Colosseum, and literally, like, we come across the world to see something amazing like that, but the Romans are like, that's something that they look at as a scar. It's still something that they embrace as their history, but that was dark times for Rome. Like,
yeah, well, back then, a lot of people cheered. That's what they wanted.
Yeah.
It was like their movie theater.
Yeah, but it's because of those weird emperors they had. They had emperors that just wanted to see bloodshed. It's crazy. But that's all history. I was walking where Julius Caesar walked. Like, I saw his Senate house. I saw the place where he died, his resting place. That's something you don't see every day.
Yeah,
it gives me chills just talking about it because it's somewhere I want to go back again.
I definitely want to go to Europe too, but I want to go all over.
Bro, it literally, when we went there, we could have gone to Amsterdam. We could have gone to, what's that floating city that we were going to go? It's somewhere in Italy. I forgot. Florence. Yeah, we were going to go to somewhere in Italy or something.
What do you mean a floating? You mean a fucking island?
No, not the island. You know in that one place in Italy where, like... Venice! Boom! That's where we was gonna go. I smoke a lot of weed. I couldn't think about it right now. Venice! Where they got the little fucking gondolas and shit.
Yeah.
We could have gone there. It was a 2-hour trip on a train, but if you want to do all that shit, you gotta go to Europe for like a month, bro. You have to go to Europe for a fucking month. Cause...
To see the floating city.
To see the floating city, bro. That shit is literally gonna disappear. If you want to see that, you have to go now.
Yeah, because aren't they sinking?
It's sinking.
Damn.
It's a sinking city.
I gotta make a trip out to Italy.
Bro.
I say that like I can just fucking go online right now and buy a ticket.
You can.
Not with my bank account. I'm about to go to school. I can't do all that shit.
Bro, but that's the mindset. You can still do it. Put your mind to it. But we weren't meant to be in one place, bro. I would move to a different country if I could. Europe is beautiful.
Hell yeah.
Canada is beautiful. Nothing wrong with the States, but like we weren't meant to be in one place. Like when you go and you experience different cultures and different people, it's mind blowing. Before I went to France, everybody would say, "Watch out, French people do not like Americans. They're rude as shit."
They look down on us.
When I went there, I had one awkward experience with a French person. That was it, and it was at a restaurant.
Was it awkward or was it like them being rude?
He was rude. He was rude, but that was one time. Everybody else in France was so nice, so helpful. They only hated when you try to speak their language, and if you butchered someone's language, I'd be pissed off too. They have literally a school where people are just studying the French language to perfect it. Do we do like stuff like that in the States? No, we don't try to perfect the English language.
Half
but
the
they're
fucking
perfecting
people
French.
in this country, and I'm not talking about people born outside the country. I'm saying people who are from here, they can't even speak English.
Exactly.
Like there are people from other countries that speak so much better English than people who are born and raised here.
Bro, English language is one of the worst languages and hardest languages to learn.
It is the hardest.
Bro, why do we need they're spelled 14 fucking different ways? And like that makes no sense, and they all sound the same. Who came up with that and thought that would be a good idea?
Well, it's also like trying to do plurals of a word.
Exactly.
It either ends in es, it could end in just s, it could end in ies, and it could be the same fucking word, like deer.
Exactly, and they want us to learn all of this shit in a matter of high school, and then half the shit when you graduate you don't use. Half the shit that we learned in high school we don't even use to this day. They need to teach us how to pay taxes. I never took a class on, you got to pay your taxes on this time. Teach me how to pay bills. Teach me how to budget. They want to teach me about triangles and geometry and shit in school. When am I ever going to use triangles unless I'm going to be a fucking architect or something like that?
You could want to create pizzas.
No, like they're setting like like bro, in other countries, like in France, education is free. If you want to go to college,
oh yeah,
all
that's
you gotta,
a lot of places.
all you got to do is pay for your health insurance, and that's $300 a year, because they want you to be educated. Other countries want their people to be educated.
Yeah.
Us, if you want to get educated, you got to pay $20,000 plus another $5,000 in books plus a semester fee, and then your teacher only half-asses it.
Yeah.
Bro, we went to the same high school. Like, I'm not trying to put my teachers on blast, but half of y'all was bullshitting, and you know it. And for the ones that are listening to this podcast, you know who the fuck you are. And you need to be listening to this podcast.
None of our old teachers.
Because my old math teacher, and you know who the fuck you are. You were also my football coach. Why the hell would you just let me go to the weight room every fucking day in class instead of learning about math? When I got to college, I was fucked. And it's because of y'all. Like, yeah, it's my part too, because I could have just stayed in the class, but if we stayed in class, you ain't teaching shit. There was one class when you let someone bring their PS3 to class and they played Mortal Kombat in class. Like, that's why Vegas is ranked number 49 out of 50. We might even be 50 now for school and education.
I thought we were 50, but with all like this nonsense going on in the South, somebody pointed out that Alabama was 50th. I thought we'd been 50 for like 5 years.
Man, fuck Alabama. Like, that's like we're still dealing with equality and racial issues and women's rights still, and it's fucking 2019. Who the fuck do you think you are to tell a woman what you can and can't do with your body? Like, who the fuck do you really think you are? These old white senator motherfuckers who are sitting behind desks and saying, you know what, a woman just needs to sit on her ass and get pregnant and do all that shit. Fuck you. From Rhys Harris. From me. Fuck you. Like, women can do what they want. Women are strong, powerful, influential people. Like, it's a slap in the face when you think about people like my wife, my mom, wonderful women, individuals, and you're trying to tell a woman what they can and can't do with their body. Go fuck yourself. Like, how about you give Flint, Michigan some clean water, goddammit? It's been years. We can make money to go send to fucking France for Notre Dame because it burned down, but the fucking water in Flint, Michigan ain't fixed yet. Motherfuckers is still getting choked out on social media. Like, this shit is crazy. We need a reset button. We need a resolution.
Well, I don't know who
Everybody needs to just smoke some weed and chill the fuck out. What do y'all think? What do you think?
I think a lot does need to change, and I don't agree with these abortion laws. Like, I don't know if it's pro-choice, pro-life, whatever. I don't listen to wordage, but I think people should be able to do what they want with their own bodies.
Exactly, man. And why are we still talking about this? Like, there's so many other crises that are going on right now. We got immigrant children sleeping on the fucking ground right now. But you trying to tell a woman that she needs to keep a baby. But people are trying to come over to America because they can't feed their babies. When does that make... What kind of sense does that make? That's ass backwards right now. I don't know, sir.
That's why I don't get mixed up into politics.
Me neither. I just need to say that because you see it all over social media and it's such a hot topic right now that, yeah, you could just ignore it, but something needs to be said. People need to say how they really feel about it. This is something stupid, and our generation needs to step up and do it. We need to vote. We need to get out there and do all that shit. We gotta do something, man.
But at the same time, like, a lot of this shit isn't voted on our level.
Yeah,
it's voted by everyone that's in politics.
We need to get, like, we got some young up-and-comer millennials coming up into the system. We need to keep that going, man, because these people are tripping.
As long as they didn't eat Tide Pods, there could be a lasting effect on that.
Right? Like, then you think about things like that, Tide Pod challenges and all these challenges, like, people see dumb shit and then you try to do a challenge. Like,
yeah, you see the snorting a condom one?
Snorting it? What?
Yeah, dude. There was a challenge. Like, I want to say it was like, I don't know, late fall, early winter time frame, and like it was going around. They were snorting condoms up their nose.
That is some of the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Like, I thought it would, like, I mean, when the water bucket challenge came out, I was like, okay, cool. I didn't do it. I'm not about to pour freezing cold water.
Also, now I'm all for raising awareness to like diseases and get money for research and all that shit. What is pouring a bucket on your head gonna do? Does that raise money? Unless you actually did like a Kickstarter or you did raise money, 99% of the people who dumped a water bucket on their head
didn't donate shit.
They either didn't donate, or if they did, it might have been like $10, or absolutely nothing came of it.
You're just pouring cold ass water on yourself.
Yeah, which is
I'm
dumb.
not gonna do that if I don't know I believe that was for ALS research.
Yeah, I think isn't that Lou Gehrig's disease?
I believe so. Like, I would have to do some more education. And I don't mind raising awareness. Like, I would donate to the cause, but I'm not going to pour some ice cold water on myself for it. Like, I'm not going to...
Just go donate. Why do you have to make a video and put it on social media?
Like, fucking Drake comes out with a song and people think they need to do a challenge where you get the fuck out the car and dance while your car is still moving. No, what kind of dumb shit is that? Like,
I remember that.
Like... You think, like, it's just like, damn, why? Then you understand why the older generation looks at us like, wow, people are stupid as fuck, because we do dumb challenges like that. I know we all about having some fun, but common sense, like.
But you just gonna go around eating detergent, getting it locked up for adults? You know, you gotta ask for help.
The fact that stores have to lock up detergent pods because grown-ass adults are chewing on it, I can't wrap my head around it, but
I mean,
to each his own. If you feel like you want to eat a Tide Pod, like, you're gonna die.
I mean, I honestly had to stop shopping at stores because I wanted to buy Tide Pods and eat them.
Danny, if I ever got a phone call or heard that you freaking ate a Tide Pod, I would go visit you in the hospital and literally slap you and say, what the fuck were you thinking, bro? What are you doing?
Yeah, that thought never crossed my mind.
Like,
and I hope I don't know somebody who actually had that thought.
Like, even the thoughts of people who just chug a whole bottle of alcohol, bro, you know you're going to throw up. Like, you really want to go through that?
Just alcohol poisoning.
Yeah, like, do you want to do that? Like, no. Just grab a blunt and smoke it with your homies. But, like, if we get anything out of this podcast, this is what I want to tell people.
When in doubt, smoke.
When in doubt, smoke a blunt. Like if you're fighting with your girl, light up a blunt, and y'all will have the best conversation in your life. Like, if you and your homie just want to kick it and relax, smoke a blunt, play some 2K. Like, that's the way to go. Like, you stressed after work, smoke a blunt.
I remember going back to the sports thing and smoking weed. Or not even sports, just video games in general. Remember when we used to smoke and play, was it Left 4 Dead?
Bro, that was the scariest thing. That was the scariest thing ever, bro. Like, Left 4 Dead was probably another great video. Like,
aren't they trying to remake that?
I hope so. That's a top 5 video game.
I think they were trying to remake it for the new consoles because it was for regular Xbox, wasn't it?
Bro, smoking and then playing that video game was scary as shit because you turn off all the lights, bro. Like, And
you got that, like, little demon child that chases you if you wake her up.
Bro.
Oh, my God.
Remember when I had my own apartment when Brett and I lived on our own and you would always come over?
Yeah, that 2-story house that was an apartment.
The trap house. We could just call it the trap house. It was
pretty
crazy.
much.
Like, we did some crazy shit there, bro. Like, playing Left 4 Dead and smoking a blunt was majority of our time.
Yeah.
When I'll never forget when The Fifth Element came out. Not Fifth Element. Look, what was that scary alien movie? The Fourth Kind.
Oh, yeah.
I will never forget the time we watched The Fourth Kind with all the lights off in the house. We all were smoking. The homie Charlie just made this noise like, out of nowhere in the movie. It's a whole bunch of grown-ass adults in the room.
Yeah.
All of us were frozen. Like, what the fuck was that? Nobody wanted to move until Charlie just broke out laughing like, oh, I'm just fucking with y'all. I didn't sleep for 4 days, bro. That movie was scary as shit. Like, aliens? How do you beat that?
Zombies.
I would take zombies over aliens any day. Aliens are ruthless.
Hold on. Serious question.
Huh.
You believe in aliens?
Fuck you, bro.
Okay, because I do too.
Bro, there's been some times where I've been driving and I see some shit in the air. I'm like, hold up. And I know I'm high right now, but I swear that shit shouldn't be moving like that.
Dude, I remember when I lived in Virginia, during a soccer game, I remember I was walking back up the field and I looked up and like off in the distance in the sky, I could see like it was a red light, a blue light, and a green light in like an L shape, and then it went away and it came back in a straight line. I was like, oh, hold on, what the fuck is this? And then they just went away.
Bro, I saw like a spinning thing, and then like 3 orbs came out of it. I swear to you. And then they vanished back into the one and it was gone. I stood outside my house for about a good 5 minutes, looked at that shit and said, what did I just witness? Are they going to come back and get me now? I've seen it, bro. Like, I don't want to sound crazy, but it's 2019, people. Y'all eating Tide Pods and shit. If you really think that there's no other life force out of this universe, you're crazy.
Do you think they're walking among us? Disguised as, maybe that's what doppelganger is.
Bro, Trump has to be an alien or some shit.
No, I think if he was alien, he would have come out and said. Bro, that dude don't hold anything back. I was super hoping that he would be like, yeah, aliens are real.
Bro, when he comes out of office, that's what he's this last day of office. He's gonna be like, yeah, and guess what, motherfuckers, aliens are real. I bet you. Look at his wig. That's an alien. He has a pet alien on top of his fucking head. That's his protection right there.
Dude, that'd be dope as shit though if aliens would come talk to us.
No, I don't
just kick it.
No, I don't need aliens to come and kick it. You do your thing, I'ma do mine. Like, I don't need to meet an alien. Like,
it'd be like Men in Black.
Yeah, I'm a black man. I don't need to know aliens. Like, no.
Will Smith did.
Yeah, and look how his life turned out. No, I don't need that, man. Like, I'm not Agent J. I'm Rhys. I'm good. I don't need to know aliens. Aliens, I'm cool.
Oh man, I think it'd be dope as shit.
See, that's white people shit right there.
But
I always call it when I call it. Why would you want to know an alien? What are you gonna do with the alien?
I'm just gonna kick it with them. Introduce weed. What do you think?
Introduce weed to
what if they had like intergalactic weed that was like twice as strong?
Then I would smoke with an alien. If you met an alien that has some intergalactic gas, then you could come find me. Then you could come find me. But I'm not gonna trust them.
I would just be a little worried. It'd be like, was it Scary Movie 3? Where the aliens peed out of their fingers?
Right? Yeah.
And as he's telling him, he's got his finger in one of the dude's mouth.
Yeah, that's Scary Movie, man. That's the end of an era, man. There was some crazy episodes of Scary Movie. Right?
Yeah, I think they're on like 7 now.
That's not why. I don't know why. I don't know.
6. They should have just stopped after 3.
Bro, right? Like, there's so many movies that they shouldn't have remade that they still make right now. It doesn't make sense.
Oh, yeah.
What are you most excited for? What movies are you most excited for? I'm saying John Wick 3 right now.
I don't even know any movies coming out besides that.
Did you watch Endgame?
Yeah.
What did you think?
So, I don't watch superhero movies at all. Like, outside of the 2 Deadpools, the last superhero movie I've seen was the first Avengers movie.
Mm-hmm.
As a movie, I thought it was super cool, but I was so lost for the first like 45 minutes to an hour.
Because did you watch Infinity Wars?
No.
You have to watch Infinity Wars. That's why you were fucking lost.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I was so lost. I didn't know who a bunch of the people were.
Bro, that was like hell? That's the end of an era that was great, yo. Like that was some great Marvel movies and.
Well, they're still gonna keep making some.
Absolutely, but now you're gonna have a new Robert Downey Jr. Man. That's Iron Man. Like
he's gone.
I know that's crazy. That shit was crazy.
Well, they're gonna do, from what I've heard, they're gonna do another Iron Man series, but it's gonna go off of the comics. So
I think they're gonna do a black girl version. Well,
that's what I heard, because that's how the comics go. It's supposed to be like some 14-year-old black chick who's at Harvard because she's like some super prodigy, and then she in her dorm room she like recreates the Iron Man suit.
Bro, they should make Shuri from Black Panther the new Iron Man.
I don't know who that is.
See, you didn't see Black Panther?
Nah, dude, I haven't seen any since the first Avengers.
Wakanda forever, bro.
Like I know like the characters, like I've seen the main dude, and I've seen their outfits, and they were in the last movie. But I felt that very ending scene, that huge fight, it was just like, hey, let's do 10,000 cameos.
Yeah, that's what it was. But they were sealing up a lot of shit. It was a great movie.
I don't think it was needed.
But now that we talked about Endgame, because I don't want to go too much into that, because I don't want to spoil it for those people who haven't seen it. If you haven't, get your ass from underneath your rock and go see that movie. That shit is great.
If you haven't seen it, it's been out for 2-3 weeks. I'm not even a comic person, and I already saw it. So if you haven't seen it, too bad.
This is what I want to talk about now. Do you watch Game of Thrones?
Absolutely.
Bro, what the fuck are they doing this season?
I don't know, but it's interesting.
It's interesting. Like, we've all been waiting for Daenerys to go and fuck it up with these dragons. Like, I've been waiting for this.
Yeah, but nobody saw this coming.
Like, bro, how you gonna drive the bitch crazy in one season? Yeah, your bottom bitch got her head cut off. I didn't think they needed to do that, but this whole season was rushed. The battle scene in episode 3. Great battle scene, but I'm also so fucking disappointed. How you gonna hype me up with all these White Walkers when they got spears and swords and shits and not one of them used it? Not one White Walker fought anybody. Like, Jon Snow didn't fight the Night King not once. Yeah, Arya, that's my bitch. Shout out to her with the yeah move. That shit was great. But how you gonna hype me up for all these seasons with the Night King and he didn't even swing a sword? He didn't even do nothing. The nigga fell from a dragon and got burnt and smiled and smirked. That was majority of what he did in the episode.
That's all of what he did.
That's all he did.
And then he went and got killed.
Like, all I saw was zombies, fucking billions of zombies coming and fucking everybody up. And I would have done just like what Sam did. Like, I would have started crying on a pile of zombies because at that point, what do you do? Like, what do you do at that point?
I don't know. I guess we'll find out soon when zombie breaks out.
But when that happens, yo, like, fuck. I'm just like, fuck. I already have I'm going to Moab, Utah. Ain't nobody in Moab, Utah.
I was going to say, where would you go?
Moab, motherfucking Utah. There's a gas station with a Scooby-Doo van out there. And behind it, there's like some mountains. I'm going to find a cave and I'm going to kick it in Moab, Utah.
So everybody go to Moab and find Rhys.
Yeah, that's where I'll be.
He's kicking it in the caves.
Kicking it in the caves. King of the caves. But back to my Game of Thrones, bro. They need to rewrite this season because this is bullshit. Like, I'm not going to claim... Like, I only started watching the show 2 years ago. My cousin and I were smoking a blunt. He was living with me. He was like, yo, nigga, you watch Game of Thrones? I'm like, nah, I ain't never watched that shit. I don't like magical fairies and shit like that. I was a hater. He then went through and showed me every episode 9 of every season. And I was like, yo.
Wait, whoa.
Yes. I went out of order, and I watched all the dope-ass episodes.
You watched all the biggest scenes from every season and then decided to watch the show?
No, then I went back and I rewatched it all. But I had to capture interest, because let's be honest, the first season is slow.
They gotta build character.
Yeah, you gotta build character, but how you gonna put Ned, like, the character who played Ned Stark, he's a badass.
Sean Bean.
He's a badass. Like, I didn't even get to see him swing a sword once. I don't know what's more disappointing, that Ned Stark died without swinging a sword, or the Night King died without swinging his sword. It doesn't make sense.
Definitely the Night King.
Yes.
Just because there was so much hype about him, he was considered unkillable.
Well, Arya isn't scared of shit.
Hell no.
And if we take anything away from this podcast, this is what we need to take away. That, 1, cannabis is key. Everybody needs to smoke more weed in their life. 2, Arya Stark is that bitch. Straight up, hands down, period, point blank. Arya Stark for president. Number 3, I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble for saying this on your podcast, but fuck you, Trump. That's what I wanted to take away from this. It's an open podcast. I mean, whatever y'all want to say, that's what I want to say at this podcast.
All right. That was going out with a bang.
I got to go out with a bang, man. You got to talk it up. You got to go out with a bang, brother.
All right, man. Well, I definitely appreciate finally being able to do this.
I would love to do this again, man. I would love to do this again, man. You know, you've been my friend for a long time, and this is a brotherhood, man, at this point. So I appreciate you even reaching out and doing this.
Yeah, no problem, man. I appreciate you coming on. We'll definitely get you on again.
Hey, appreciate you. Hey, smoking with a ginger.
All right, guys. I hope you had a good night. Thank you for listening to the episode. Don't forget to follow the Twitter, Instagram accounts, and also I have a YouTube channel that I post these on. And don't forget to subscribe to me on SoundCloud as well, so you can get updates for all the latest episodes. All right, guys. So thank you for listening. Have a good night.